Grace and peace, and welcome to Conversations here at the School for Leadership Development. I'm Dr. David D. Jackson, and I'm here with our Assistant Director, Ms. Pamela Bosworth. How are you today, Pam?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. It's so good to have you with us. The purpose of these times is to really kind of get expertise and insight from people who have been doing it and doing it well for many years. Pamela has been involved in leadership in many different capacities, so we're very excited to hear your input and your expertise on the areas of surviving the many hats, right? And so as we jump into how does a leader manage many responsibilities, the first question I have for you is, wearing many hats comes with the territory of being a leader. Can you share with us two things that has helped you to be effective at managing many different projects, tasks, and people at the same time?
Well, I think as soon as you say projects and tasks, I think of process.
Right.
Yeah, and I think most people would. But I think that is so important is being able to have processes in place for managing those projects and tasks. And as far as managing people, or as far as being able to maximize the use of your human resources, I think you have to make them a priority. I think it's all about relationships, and they have to be a priority and feel that they are a priority.
Absolutely.
Over the task.
Absolutely. Because when they don't feel like they are a priority, they feel like they're a cog in the wheel, and it impacts morale. Would you agree?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. So that's good. So you have to value the process, have a process in place to manage it, but then you also have to prioritize the people by building and maintaining those solid relationships. Very good perspectives. Now, of course, wearing many hats come with the territory, but sometimes you can wear too many hats as a leader. What are the indicators that you as a leader are wearing too many hats?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been studying CIQ, conversational intelligence, here lately, and out of that, I've really come to realize or put words to things that I knew all along, but I really didn't know how to define them or say them.
Right.
One of the things for me is I realize when I'm out of balance. Yeah.
Out of balance. So can I double click?
Yeah.
That's other words for conversation with us. Can I double click on being out of balance?
Yeah, we study in talking about our brain, and we have a primitive part of our brain, and then the prefrontal cortex of our brain. And when those are out of balance for me, I realize that, for example, when I'm being very defensive or fearful or judgmental, then I am very stressed out, and I realize where that's coming from now.
Gotcha.
What's happening within me. I realize that, I've just got too much going on. When I'm able then to move to the other part of my brain, the prefrontal cortex part, then, I'm wanting to connect, and share and be open. And so then I realize then that, I have moved beyond that. So that helps me. Another thing, too, I don't know if you're aware of or if you've spent some time really looking at the Heart Math Institute, but that is so fascinating, and it goes right along with CIQ.
It's called the Heart
Math Institute.
Okay.
Heart Math Institute. And they're all about connecting the heart with the brain.
Because Judith Glaser says that the heart is actually a brain. It's one of the 6 brains,
yes,
right? Okay.
Yes. And when it's in rhythm and in sync, then it reflects a calmness in our inner state. Yeah. In fact, they've discovered that the heart rhythms, by monitoring the heart rhythms, they can really get a gauge for what we are feeling inside in our inner heart. And then the balance that we have. And if we are balanced, then we are more open to co-creating, connecting with others.
Awesome. So if you feel that you are not calm inside, you can feel that you're more so operating from the back of your brain, then perhaps you have on too many hats. Is that what I hear you saying?
That for me.
Yeah.
For me, when I start to notice that in my own reactions and behaviors, then now I know what's going on. And then what do I need to do about that? Right. Step aside, become mindful, pay attention to what I'm thinking, pay attention to what I'm feeling. Look inward and work through that rather than look outward and see what can I do, That has a lot to do with the delegation,
Right.
which really gets into some of the other questions I think that we want to talk about is when it comes to delegating, sometimes we jump over the people, right?
Right.
To the process,
Right.
right? And we're not really committed to opening up the space for them to grow. We are just trying to take care of our own business.
Wow, what a statement.
Yeah, so it's really moving from surviving, which is really, I'm looking out for myself.
Which is
by,
a backbring function,
yeah,
anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
by
backbring function.
dumping it on somebody else, which is not really delegation.
Mhm.
You know, moving from surviving then to thriving. Thriving is when I'm opening up the space for you and us, for you, both of us, to work more effectively and be more effective in co-creating.
Which is what the co-creating is all about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Versus saying, we're going to do this, let's sit at the table together and decide how we as a team can approach it.
Mm.
It's like what Dr. Samuel Chan says in his book, Bigger, Faster Leadership, that your team probably has better ideas than you have anyway.
Mm.
So when you go in and allow them to share and contribute, he doesn't call it co-creating, but that's really what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
it is.
You'll be amazed. And even when you go into meetings, not even going in with the goal of trying to accomplish it in the first meeting. He talks about how he has several meetings about a topic before they actually come up with a plan and the impact that has on the team and feeling like my leader actually cares about what I have to contribute. It's not a rush to get to an answer right now, but it's really an opportunity to discuss, and it's really powerful.
It is,
Yes.
it is. And you really have to, I like the way, the phrase that talks about power over versus power with.
Yeah, servant leadership, yeah.
Yes, and I think what we're talking about here is getting to the place where we are not trying to exert power over,
right.
but power with.
Yes, that's very important. Well, Pam, thank you so much for your expertise and for your insight. I pray that you've been blessed and strongly impacted by what you've heard. Listen, as a leader, you're going to have to balance a lot of responsibilities, but it's very important to maintain your inner calm. That's more important than trying to reach your next rank or trying to get something accomplished. What does all of that matter when at the end of the day, you're not well, you have no peace, you cannot rest, your family doesn't know you because you're working so hard to accomplish something. And then more importantly, your team, right? Your team may get the job done, but what do they really think about you as a leader? All of that is connected to managing the hats that you wear. On behalf of the School for Leadership Development, we're praying for you and we wish God's very best for you. Take care.